Welcome to the Hitched Podcast. I'm Zoe, editor of Hitched.
And I'm Lydia, assistant editor.
And what have we got on the agenda today?
So today we're talking about the guest list minefield. But before we get stuck into the nitty gritty, we're going to do a game of Hitched or Ditched. You know the rules, Zoe. I'm going to pose some questions to you and you tell me whether you think it's hitched or ditched. The first hitched or ditched question is giving all guests a +1.
Ditched. I'm going to say ditched, right? I think, and this is controversial, surprise, but some of the worst people I've ever met have been +1s at weddings.
Wow.
Waste of space. It's, no, people are going to come for me for this, but I just think if you don't know them and you don't like them enough to be a named guest at your wedding, why are you inviting them? Like, you're worried your friend's going to be lonely? No. Like, they can make friends with other people. You don't have to invite their boyfriend Colin, who's an accountant, who is so dull. Like, I don't want to meet that person.
That
I don't want to talk
personal.
to that person. I mean, you know, let's try not to make it personal here. I don't want anyone coming for me, but yeah, I don't have time for generic +1s. Like, I don't think. And also, it costs a lot of money, you know?
Yeah.
It costs you, as a couple, each guest costs you on average £261.42, right? A lot of money. Are you really spending that on this Colin who you don't know? Like, no, put it into something else. Put it behind the bar. Get some nicer food. Like, I don't think you should have to invite +1s. What do you think?
No.
I
agree to an extent, but I have been on the other side at a wedding when it's just me and I don't know anyone and I feel a bit awkward, but that's probably just a me problem.
Make some friends. Get over it.
So the next one is adult-only weddings.
Hitched. Again, probably controversial as a parent myself, but I really enjoy being invited to a wedding where I don't have to worry about if my child is going to fall in a fountain or get roasted on a fire pit or, I don't know, put jammy fingers on a person's dress. Like, I don't want that stress. I want to go, let my hair down, have a few Prosecco's. I need it if I'm going to be talking to Colin the accountant, right? So I'm a big fan of child-free weddings. I am. I know that's not for everybody, but I do think if you want your day to go a certain way, there's absolutely no shame in having a child-free wedding. What about you?
Great advice. No, I think it's good to hear the perspective of a parent as well, because I think if you are newlyweds that don't have children, you can often panic and think, oh, would a parent want to leave their child behind? So to hear your perspective is really interesting.
Some parents really like spending time with their children, and that's fine. But if it's a child-free wedding, you have to respect that, and you can respectfully decline the invite if you would rather spend the time with your children and not be separated from them.
The final one is sending paper invitations in this day and age.
Ooh, hitched, right? I know I am a woman of many contradictions, but I like the paper invitation. I do. What I'm not so on board with is a paper save the date, right? Because I get them and then I lose them promptly. And I do think that a wedding website is a really nice way to negate that. And you can build your own free wedding website through Hitched. But a paper invitation is lovely and it gives your guest a little hint of what's to come. It's a beautiful sort of setup for what's going to follow. I really like a paper invitation. But save the dates, I do think if you have your core friends and family that you're going to want to have there on the day, you can let them know what the date's going to be. You don't have to send them anything. Like, people send me things and I look at it and I think, God, my friend's going to hate me here. But I look at it and I think, well, okay, yeah, I already knew that because I'm your friend and you told me when you booked your wedding, and then I promptly lose it. Or
so true.
If it's someone I don't really know that well, I think, well, if I've got a better offer, it doesn't matter that you've sent me a save the date, sorry.
It's so true.
And I just think a wedding website negates like having to send that stuff out, saves you money, and then you follow up with a beautiful paper invitation. So you've still got the traditional element.
Put that money into the paper invitations. There are some such gorgeous paper invitations.
Stamps are expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You don't want to be paying for them twice.
And I love the idea of giving a theme or the vibe of your wedding that you're going to go for in the invite as well. That's so good.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice way to give them a hint of what's to come. You're still adhering to tradition in some elements, but then we are also modernising in others.
Next up, we have our listener dilemmas, which I absolutely love. And with your controversial opinions around +1s, I think this is going to be quite interesting. So what are your thoughts on people assuming they're getting a +1 and how would you handle it?
Oh, people are the worst, right? This happens all the time, especially I find in office situations, which is why I'm quite a fan of when you can work from home, so you don't have to have those awkward conversations anymore. But I think if somebody is assuming they're going to have a +1, you have to be really upfront and honest with them, right? we've talked about Colin. So if Sandra at work is like, oh, Colin's really excited about your wedding, you can say, I know, you can say, oh, look, I'm really glad that you're excited. However, I'm afraid we go back to my favorite tip, blame it on budget, blame it on capacity. Due to budget restraints or due to capacity restrictions at our venue, we are having to limit +1s to people that we actually know really well, right? You do not have to have +1s across the board. Don't inflict that on yourself. Don't inflict that on your other guests. Just say no, like be upfront about it, manage the expectations from the off. Not everybody gets a +1.
And would you ever suggest putting it on the invite?
No.
Or does that come across
I think that's
too
rude.
harsh?
I think that's rude. I think the best thing to do is make it really clear on the invite that it's just the person you're inviting.
Right.
So, you know, to Sandra, underlined.
Full stop.
Yes, full stop. We'd love to have you at our wedding. And again, if you are inviting both people, to Sandra and Colin, full stop. Because otherwise, you know, they're going to assume their children are invited too, aren't they?
Oh, God.
Typical of them.
So
but yeah,
true.
that is another minefield. So again, make it really clear on your invitations. And then if people RSVP with extra names, which people do sometimes, you can go back to them and say, oh, sorry for the confusion. I saw that you put Sandra Jr. and Colin Jr. on your RSVP. I'm afraid on this occasion, we can't accommodate additional guests.
The next dilemma is, what do you do if you regret some of your invitations?
Okay, so I have seen this happen. And you know when this happens, people make one like fatal error, which is that when they get engaged, they're really excited and they start inviting people to their wedding, or worse, asking people to be in their wedding party.
Oh, wow.
Take a beat. When you get engaged, pause. You have to stop for a while. You have to give it some time. You can book your venue. You don't have to decide on your wedding party straight away. You don't have to decide on your guest list straight away. Wait until you actually need to make those decisions, because you'll be in that happy bubble. You won't have looked at the hard reality, the budget, the maths, all that kind of thing that goes behind it. You'll be like Oprah. You can come and you can come and you can come.
So good.
And then when it gets down to it and you realize, oh gosh, this is actually mounting up quite a bit, you're going to have to backtrack. So you can uninvite people from your wedding. You absolutely can. You just have to be really honest about it. And I think people will respect that if you say, look, I'm so sorry, I got so carried away, and actually my wedding's costing 100 grand and I need it to cost 25 pounds or grand. Either way, you can scale back and say, look, I'm really sorry. I can no longer afford this. We have had to cut back quite a lot, but we still love you. We still want to celebrate with you at a different time. But yeah, I think it's okay to do that if you need to, but it's better to not get carried away, to be sensible, take a beat, and don't issue your invitations. Don't ask people to be in your wedding party until you're really ready. Because also when you get engaged, when you're planning a wedding, dynamics change, personalities change, right? You see things that you never thought you'd see coming from other people. I don't know why. Something about it.
Brings
That's
out the
like
worst.
diamond ring just sort of attracts weird energy sometimes. So yeah, take a beat and make sure you actually know what you want before you start issuing invitations and requests and things. But if you are having guest list issues, guest list difficulties, one thing I will say, have to say, and paid to say, is that we have a guest list manager tool on Hitched, which is really handy. And if you have a wedding website with Hitched and people RSVP through your website, you can then have all those names imported into your guest list manager, and you can monitor things like whether they've replied or not. You can delete them really easily if you need to. You can manage the dietary requirements, and you can also drag and drop them into our seating planner tool. So it's all really easy to do, and you can do it on the go. You can do it on the app as well as on the desktop. It's really good.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Make sure you like, follow and subscribe, and give us a good rating.
Please make sure it's a good rating, because I'm very, very delicate and I cannot handle negative feedback. And we have a question for you in the comments, and I want your unhinged, juicy answers. Have you ever had someone assume they're coming to your wedding? Do you have a Colin on your guest list that you didn't want there? Let us know in the comments, please, because we love to hear about it.